Hello, history buffs. Welcome back to Pim's Peculiar Past, where we dive into the most curious and comical corners of history. Today, we're taken to the skies, sort of, with a tale that's straight out of a superhero comic, the Bat Bombs of World War II. Yes, you read that right. Someone actually thought it was a good idea to weaponize bats. Buckle up for a wild ride. The brain behind the bats. Our story begins with little S. Adams, a dental surgeon with a knack for thinking outside the box. Inspired by a trip to Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico, where he saw millions of bats, Adams had an epiphany. Why not use these nocturnal creatures to drop bombs on Japan? After all, bats were small, could carry small incendiary devices, and had a natural tendency to roost in buildings. Adams pitched his idea to the White House, and surprisingly, President Franklin D. Roosevelt gave it the green light. Batastic engineering. Enter the U.S. Army and the newly formed Bat Bomb Project. The plan was to attach tiny incendiary bombs to thousands of Mexican free-tailed bats. These bats would be released over Japan cities at dawn, where they would seek out cozy nooks in the wooden structures and after a timed delay, ignite the bombs. The goal was to create widespread fires and chaos. Bat Bomb Boot Camp. The project faced many challenges, starting with how to attach bombs to bats. Tiny harnesses were designed and tests were conducted to ensure the bats could carry the weight. The bats were kept in refrigeration to induce hibernation, making them easier to handle during transport. Special bat bomb casings were designed to hold over 1,000 bats, each with its own little bomb. From battlefield to battlefield, in 1943 the project moved to the testing phase. At the Carlsbad Army Airfield, bats were armed and released with varying degrees of success. One memorable test went awry when some bats roosted under a fuel tank and accidentally set the base on fire. Despite such setbacks, the project continued to receive support due to its potential for creating massive disruption. The final countdown. However, as the war progressed, priorities shifted. The Bat Bomb Project was ultimately shelved in favor of another top-secret initiative, something called the Manhattan Project. You might have heard of it. With the development of the atomic bomb, the need for bat-based incendiaries became obsolete. The Bat Bomb Legacy. The Bat Bomb Project remains one of the quirkiest chapters in military history. It's a story that highlights human creativity, resourcefulness, and let's be honest, a touch of absurdity. While the bats never saw action, the project demonstrated the lengths to which wartime innovators would go to gain an edge. Lessons from the Bat Cave. What can we learn from the bat bombs of World War II? For one, it's a reminder that sometimes the craziest ideas aren't as far-fetched as they seem. It also underscores the importance of thinking outside the box, or Batcave, when facing challenges. And of course, it teaches us that combining animals with explosives might not be the best idea. So next time you see a bat fluttering around at dusk, remember that these little critters almost became wartime heroes. Until our next historical adventure, keep your thinking caps on and your bat harnesses off. Stay curious. Pim. Do you have an unusual piece of history for Pim to research? Email us your suggestions at beastlybanterblog@gmail.com.